Esther saves her people. Book of Esther. What if staying silent could cost thousands of innocent lives, but speaking up could cost your own? This is the story of Esther, a young Jewish woman whose courage changed history. In the heart of the Persian Empire, while dark clouds of danger gathered, God was already positioning someone for deliverance. Esther was an orphan, living in exile, raised by her cousin Mordecai. She had no royal background, no political power, yet God granted her favor in the eyes of King Ahasuerus. Scripture tells us, "And the king loved Esther above all the women, so that he set the royal crown upon her head." Esther 2:17. What looked like chance was divine placement. But while Esther lived in the palace, a deadly threat emerged. A powerful official named Haman, filled with pride and hatred, devised a plan to destroy all the Jewish people, men, women, and children, on a single appointed day. As written, the decree went out to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women. Esther 3:13. Fear spread throughout the land. When Mordecai learned of the plot, he sent word to Esther, urging her to speak to the king. Esther hesitated, knowing that approaching the king uninvited could mean death. Yet Mordecai reminded her that silence was not an option, asking, "Who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Esther 4:14. It was a call to courage. After prayer and fasting, Esther made a life-altering decision. She chose faith over fear and resolved to act, declaring, "If I perish, I perish." Esther 4:16. With trembling steps but steadfast trust, she entered the king's presence and found favor. Through wisdom and courage, Esther exposed Haman's evil plan. The enemy fell, the decree was reversed, and God turned a day meant for destruction into a day of deliverance. Scripture records the outcome. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. Esther 8:16. The story of Esther reminds us that God still works behind the scenes, placing ordinary people in extraordinary moments. When fear tells you to stay silent, faith calls you to stand. The question remains, when your moment comes, will you step forward?